Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to True Sim Productions. I am your host, Winston Deal from the WD Broadcasting Network over on Facebook. And we are back once again with the All-Star Racing League tonight at the 5 Flag Speedway, ready to wrap up our season. Race number 12. And ready to cap off this great season we've had. Brian Voss coming into tonight as the points leader. I do believe he's pretty much guaranteed as the champion unless he DNFs out of this race and Brandon Elvis wins and leads a lot of laps. But 55 right now, third on the time charts. Matt Cox, the best of the drivers that have went out so far. So far only 5 cars taken time. But just to look back on a phenomenal season for Brian Voss and the 55 machine, picking up 4 race wins and the All-Star race as well. So 5 total wins for Voss on the season. He's done a great job. He's got 8 top 5 finishes as well to go along with, 4 wins in points-paying races. Zach Murphy, 29 machine, takes a lap. I think Larry Bell's on track as well. So try and see these guys as they go out. Murphy, lap number 2, across the stripe. Going to pick up a couple positions up to the 5th spot with a 16.29. Larry Bell jumps up to the 2nd spot. We were waiting for this guy right here, Brandon Elvis, unveiling a new paint scheme for the last race of the season. We'll see if it brings any luck to him. Because right now, lap number 1 for Elvis is 17.02. Lap number 2 right here. We'll see where he goes. Quick time for the 54 machine. He's going to go to the top spot with 16.19 to Matt Cox's 16.21. So a little bit quicker is the 54 of Brandon Elvis. Elvis coming into this evening with 2 race wins this season. First of those coming back at Slinger in race number 3, and then Myrtle Beach a couple weeks later. Then we saw Brian Voss win the All-Star race in 2 weeks in a row, and last week Chris Smith grabbed the victory at North Wilkesboro. Or sorry, I'm actually a week behind. Chris Smith grabbed the victory at North Wilkesboro 2 weeks ago. Last week at Lanier, it went to, I don't know why I can't remember who won last week's race. I got to go back and look at the points, which I don't have pulled up, but we're going to get it pulled up before the race is over. Brian Zimmerman in the 28 machine. How could I forget that? Picking up his 2nd victory of the season. This evening, he comes into tonight 3rd in the point standings, about 27 behind Brandon Elvis, who's currently in the 2nd spot. But Zimmy picking up his 2nd win of the season last week. He battled, I remember it now. He battled with Brian Voss those last couple restarts, and it was a really good race there. We'll hope to replicate that here tonight. But we're going to grab a word from the 54, Brandon Elvis, if we can find him in Discord before the race. He likes to hide in Discord, and I often can't find him, but if we see him before the start of this one, we'll grab a word from him. But right now, we'll go over our top starters and get everything set up for you guys to see it in the best way possible. And right there on the pole, the 54 machine, Brandon Elvis. To his outside, it'll be Matt Cox in the 51. Back behind them, row number 2, Larry Bell down low in the 43. Brian Zimmerman, last week's winner, up top in the 28. Row number 3, Brian Voss in the 55, going to roll off next to Dalton Creech, who starts in the 6th spot. Justin Coleman starting 7th with another fresh ride out of Coleman Designs. That car is very flashy under the lights here at 5 Flag Speedway. Zach Murphy going to roll off to his outside in the 8th spot. Back behind them, row number 5, Daniel Sweat down low in the 07, with Rob Hattenbeck in the 99 to his outside. Chance Sapp in the 16, going to be rolling off 11th, with Justin Elvis in the 44 machine rolling off 12th. And back behind them, Anthony Rennick and Tanner Marr going to lead us to the green. 14 cars going 150 laps here tonight at Five Flags Speedway. Brandon Elvis trying to pick up his 3rd victory of the season. He hasn't won since Myrtle Beach back in week number, gotta recall what week it was really quick. Week number 6, so before the All-Star break. Brandon Elvis trying to snap a 6-race winless streak. See if he can do it tonight from the pole. So behind the iRacing.com pace car, we're going to be setting the green next time around. Give these drivers a chance to get everything settled in, get comfortable in the seat. Pull the gloves tight one more time and take a drink of water, because believe it or not, this is actually pretty energy consuming. iRacing's not very easy on the body. I know that after 30 laps, when you get that yellow flag, your arms kind of burn a little bit, especially if you have the direct drive wheel that I have and that many others have. It's definitely a little bit of a workout on the arms if you're not prepared for it. We'll see if these guys can show the endurance throughout the 150 lap event. The stage is set, the lights are off on the Bad Company Racing pace car. The 54 of Brandon Elvis, the 51 of Matt Cox to his outside, work their way through turns 3 and 4 through the Mr. All-Time Gaming restart zone, and we are underway at Five Flags Speedway in the season finale for the All-Star Racing League. And boy, Matt Cox really got the jump there through turns 1 and 2. Cox got the jump on the outside of the initial restart. Brandon Elvis is going to have to settle for the 2nd spot for now. And Cox lead lap number 1. Down the back straightaway for the 2nd time. Separate Larry Bell and Dalton Creech. Trying to work it out for 4th. Looks like the Bell machine is going to take the spot for now. Here comes Dalton Creech looking back down low in the 36. Positions early on these restarts, knowing track position and tire conservation going to be the 2 main storylines coming into tonight. If we get a long enough green flag run, we might see fuel mileage start to. Justin Coleman making the move on Brian Voss in the 55, holding up to the 7th spot. Voss now having off a little bit qualifying. Used to seeing him, 1 or 2. Started from the 5th spot, so back to 8th already. We'll see if we can pick it up a little bit throughout the race, but right now, Zach Murphy just set the fastest lap of the race. We'll see if he's got anything later on. Has a comfortable advantage over Brandon Elvis in lap number 7 of 150. Right now these guys try to just, maybe slow down the pace a little bit. Save that tire for the rest of the race. You're going to want to try and take your tires as late as you possibly can to have the freshest ones at the end. But with that comes track position. You can't pit late if nobody else comes down on the road. It's very hard to pass. We're going to see the race right behind him, Brian Voss. Back underneath Justin Coleman. Coleman in that flashy blue-green number 14, trying to work the top side here. Looks like Voss might have the advantage down low for now. They have 25 out of nose going into turns 3 and 4. Find that time. Brian Voss will have the position in the 55. Voss comfortably into the 7th spot. Now Rob Hattenback trying to leapfrog Justin Coleman as well. Daniel Sweat peeking in right there. Back up in front of him. Matt Cox still continuing to lead laps here. We're approaching lap 15 already. Keep it clean, green. Good job of keeping their cars in. Turns 1 and 2. Field's starting to spread out a little bit. You see the second difference between Murphy and Brian Voss. Murphy, the back car of this lead group, and Brian Voss is starting to break away from Justin Coleman. Just kind of in this hornet's nest back here with Daniel Sweat and Chance Sapp battling for the 10th spot. Ooh, a little bit of contact there. Everybody able to hang on and keep it in the right direction. Anthony Reddick sitting right there in the catbird seat. A couple cars scraping the outside wall right there. I don't know if you guys quite caught that. But the fence banging a little bit. Brian Zimmerman in trouble in the 28. He's up on the outside wall, and that's going to bring out the first caution flag of the evening. Not quite sure what happened. We'll take a look real quick. Ooh, big problems with the 36 at Dalton Creech. We'll go back another lap, see if we get a story of what happened. They were battling all the way there inside the top 5. I think it might have started with the 28. Oh, looks like he just got up into the outside wall. Nowhere for Dalton Creech and Zach Murphy to go. Can't believe Larry Bell was able to miss that incident in the 43. So we'll go on board with him. On board with Larry Bell in the 43. Not quite sure what happened to the 28. Hopefully this will tell a better story, but it looks like coming off of turns 3 and 4, he just turned right into the wall. Might have gotten loose and overcorrected, or I don't know. Wow, great job avoiding by the 43 of Larry Bell, but very tough to tell what happened to the 28 of Brian Zimmerman without hearing directly from him. But nonetheless, under caution for the first time here this evening. Pit stops happening. Brandon Elvis coming down pit road. Not quite sure if they took tires or not, but definitely getting a splash of fuel. A couple cars electing to play the track position game. Matt Cox, Larry Bell, and Brian Voss, the top 3, all electing to stay out right here. Along with Rob Hattenback and Chance Sapp in the 16. So your top 5 cars did not come down under this caution flag. And we've seen the 55 of Brian Voss do this before. He'll be a little bit outside the top 5, not really in the picture, and just playing the track position game and staying out where some would have pitted. He's able to work his way up through the field, so we'll see if that's a new story, same ending type deal here tonight. Right now he's sitting in the 3rd spot. We're doubled up, getting ready to go back green flag racing. Field through turns 3 and 4. And off turns 3 and 4 through the restart zone. We're back racing. Matt Cox with another good restart. He's going to bring Brian Voss with him down low. The 43 machine of Larry Bell did not get the jump he was looking for right there. He's going to have to fall back to the 3rd spot for now. Here comes Chance Sapp trying to make a bid down low as well. Sapp right now running in the 4th spot. Justin Coleman trying to work ahead early. He came down pit road. He's trying to move up very quickly. Brandon Elvis, his teammate, right there on the back bumper as well. Coleman up to the 5th spot. He's trying to bring Brandon Elvis with him in the 54. Right now, still up front, Matt Cox, your race leader. He's back behind him. I believe Brandon Elvis is able to get around Rob Hattenback and clear in front of him. Matt Cox up the racetrack a little bit. Not quite sure if he's meaning to do that or if the right front tires might be starting to give out on the 51. But it looks like he's utilizing that outside lane, trying to keep the momentum wound up. See him kind of pushing up a little bit through the corners, just using all the tire he can. Ryan Voss starts to show a nose down low in the 55. We'll see if he's able to build up enough of a run to get it by. And Cox way up the racetrack that time. Allows Brian Voss to pull alongside and have the advantage into turns 3 and 4. And there might be trouble for the 51 machine here. He's kind of dropping the pace and not quite sure if he just wanted to give up the lead or wasn't feeling the car. Not quite sure. It looks like he's back in line and up to speed again, but definitely an odd situation for the 51 to lose the lead right there. The way that he did. So new race leader on lap number 30, Brian Voss in the 55, taking over the race lead. Matt Cox in the 51 under fire from the 43 of Larry Bell for the 3rd spot. It's about another 6-car breakaway once again, and then back to Anthony Rennick in the 7th spot. Tough break for the 28 of Brian Zimmerman. Not able to recover from that early incident. He's going to be out for the remainder of this race, so not the way he wanted to end his season. But I believe he's going to be comfortably in the 3rd place spot, depending on how Zach Murphy does this evening and how the drop weeks factor out. We'll have to see post-race as Justin Coleman gives up the position to Brandon Elvis. Move Brandon Elvis back up inside the top 5. The pole sitter trying to march his way towards the front slowly but surely. He knows he's got a lot of time. The champion last season in the All-Star Racing League. Right now, Brian Voss doing Brian Voss things. He's had a great season so far, as I've mentioned, but looking through some of the stats right here, he has led the most laps out of any driver so far this season, with 463 laps coming into tonight. So just adding to that total right now. That number might not seem like a lot, but these races aren't very long. They're not your NASCAR races that are 300-400 laps each week. The 150 lap event we have tonight's the longest race of the season, so Brian Voss definitely no stranger to the top of the board in the race, and he's doing just that right here, opening up the lead a little bit on Matt Cox in the 51. Larry Bell right there on the back bumper, and you see Chance Sapp and Brandon Elvis back behind as well, starting to kind of close up on the 43, and you got to wonder if the 51's kind of holding that lineup as he moves up to the outside lane a little bit right here. Again, trying to keep that momentum wound up. He might be killing the tires on the 51 when he slides up the track like that. We'll have to see. Elvis underneath Chance Sapp for the 4th spot. He's going to bring Justin Coleman with him. We'll see if they've got anything for the 43 of Larry Bell and Matt Cox right there, who battled for the 2nd spot. Bell's trying to creep down low, but Cox able to keep the door shut for now as we approach the 1/3 mark in this race. Brian Voss extending the lead to 1 second now over the rest of the field, and this is exactly what he wants to see. He's able to save tires like this and really run at his own paces. Brandon Elvis tight on the back bumper of the 43. Trying to make up some of that track position back. Here he comes peeking to the inside. Brandon Elvis down low for the third spot. A little bit of contact there. The 54's got to recover. Hangs on to it, but he's going to lose a little bit of ground here. He'll fire back through turns 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway, give the advantage to Bell. But Elvis still right there fighting on the bottom side. They're even through the center of turns 3 and 4. Bell still with the advantage at the line, but I think the 51 on Matt Cox might be kind of holding the two of these cars up while they're battling, keeping them both side by side because they're better in different parts of the track. But looks like Larry Bell does yield to Brandon Elvis right there, so move Elvis into the third spot. He's going to set his sights on Matt Cox now. He's not done yet. Here he comes back to the bottom side. 51 up top, 54 down low. We'll see who's got it at the line. It looks like Brandon Elvis going to have the advantage, so move him into the second spot. 1 step closer to where he started this evening on the pole. He's got 2 seconds nearly to make up to Brian Voss in the 55. We'll see what that gap looks like in about 5 laps or so, but right now Justin Coleman, the next in line, he's going to move up into the third spot. Ooh, nearly 3 wide. Chance Sapp thought about taking it low underneath Zach Murphy right there, or sorry, Larry Bell in the 43. As we approach the lap 50 mark right here. 50 laps in, 100 to go. Tires starting to look a little bit questionable. Some guys starting to fall off, and these guys that got tires that last caution are really driving up to the front of the pack. So we'll see what that could mean for your race leader, Brian Voss. But right now, Matt Cox, Chance Sapp, and Larry Bell all under fire from Zach Murphy and Dalton Creech and company. This battle right here for the 4th, 5th, and 6th positions. Everybody all in a tight little bunch right there. All the action on the racetrack. Zach Murphy trying to find an opening here. He looked to the very bottom side of the racetrack. Thought about 3 wide, but thought better of it. We'll see if he's got a run built up here. This looks like Chance Sapp is able to get out and around Matt Cox in the 51. Cox, who led lap number 1 back to the 7th spot now, in risk of falling outside the top 10 here. As everybody scrambles for position out back here. Look back up front, Brian Voss still the race leader, but losing a little bit of time to the guys back behind him. About half a second the difference between the last time we checked in on it. Brandon Elvis slowly but surely starting to catch your race leader, about half a tenth per lap. Zach Murphy down low in the 29, trying to pop into the top 5 for the first time this evening. Underneath Chance Sapp in the 16. See if he's able to go anywhere. Larry Bell right there in the 43 as well. And as we get later into this run, it just looks like the cars that came down pit road and got those early tires, I feel, have the advantage right now. But we will see how it plays out later in the race. Chance Sapp way up the racetrack that time. Zach Murphy able to get in line. Zach Murphy to the bottom side of the 43, trying to bring a whole line of cars with him. Look at the 36 of Dalton Creech right there, trying to make his way into the top 5 for the first time this evening. Creech has been a competitor that's improved well throughout throughout the season, but these last couple weeks has really put up some good bids for the top spot. We'll see if he can pop into the podium once again to cap off his season. All right, folks, I'm back. I apologize about that. I had to figure out why my dog was barking without stopping. Back after some technical difficulties, but not too much has changed, except the 54 and the 14 are getting a little bit bigger in the 55's rear view mirror. They're starting to really close that gap. The gap now just 0.7 of a second to the back bumper of the 55. Brandon Elvis and Justin Coleman really starting to close that gap as we approach the halfway marker in this race. They've got 3 seconds over Zach Murphy, who's taken over the 3rd spot. Dalton Creech underneath Rob Hattenback in the 99. That's the battle for the 5th spot. Daniel Sweat right there as well. Creech still right there down low, back up front. Brandon Elvis really close to the back bumper now of the 55. Matt Cox down pit road in the 55. Some damage on the right side of that race car. Not quite sure what happened, but obviously not a scheduled stop for the 51. Voss, your race leader, trying to hold off Brandon Elvis. We'll see who's the Coleman Designs halfway leader in just a couple laps. Looks like Voss not going to fight the position too hard. Opens up the bottom lane. Brandon Elvis going to have the advantage here, I do believe. Up the track a little bit. The two still battling side by side. Voss able to let him go, get back in line. So Brandon Elvis, new race leader. 73 laps into this one. A little bit of contact there off turns 1 and 2. I'm not sure if Voss tried to cross him over right there or what exactly happened, but Brandon Elvis takes the race lead. Ryan Voss in the 55, allowing Justin Coleman to go by as well. Obviously, tires starting to go away on that 55 machine, but if we do get a caution, he's going to have a set in the pits to his discretion, so might be a factor later in this race. Brandon Elvis going to be your Coleman Design halfway leader. He's starting to open up the gap to Justin Coleman as well. Nearly identical lap times between the two of them, though, so not much of a gap being built up. Back to Zach Murphy, 2.7 seconds. The difference a little bit closer than what we last saw. Rob Hattenback in the 5th spot, 4 seconds back. Larry Bell down pit road in the 43. That's another one of the guys making his first stop here tonight. Rob Hattenback and Chance Sapp, Brian Voss also yet to come down pit road. Not sure if that was a tire stop or a fuel stop for the 43 machine. Brian Voss still having pace. I'm not sure if he's going to come down and get tires right this second, but he might be cutting it close on fuel the longer we get into this green flag run. So we're now 80 laps into this one. 70 to go. Brandon Elvis is still your race leader in the 54, opening up the gap to Justin Coleman in the 14 a little bit. 9 cars still on the lead lap. Only 1 caution flag so far in this one. And that was the 28 machine of Brian Zimmerman. Still not quite sure what happened, but tough break right into the outside wall. Brandon Elvis continuing to keep the 54 machine out front. He's looking at a good shot at getting his 3rd victory of this season. Look at the field and kind of the spread that we're getting right here. Larry Bell in the 43 underneath Zach Murphy. Not for position though. 43 went down pit road to grab some new Hoosier tires, but lost a couple laps. Matt Cox as well. 3 laps down in the 51. Not quite eliminated from the race, but ooh, Dalton Creech in the 36. He's come down to pit road. This will be his 2nd stop of the race. Since last time he pit was lap 20 with the rest of the field, but down pit road is the number 36. We'll see how many tires he gets. I believe we'll probably just see right sides for the sake of time, but pass forward position on track. Rob Hattenback underneath Zach Murphy in the 29. He picks up the 4th spot. He's got Brian Voss here, early race leader in the 55, right in front of him as well. So Rob Hattenback trying to make his way into the top 3 here. Dalton Creech back on track, lost a couple laps there on pit road. Daniel Sweat underneath Zach Murphy in the 07. That's the battle for the 5th spot. Murphy down pit road in the 29. Now might be time for these guys to come down and start getting tires. The times might be falling off a little bit too much for their liking. About 0.5 of a second the difference between Brandon Elvis's time that last time around and the best lap he has set this race. Murphy down getting tires. So now only 7 cars on the lead lap. The last of those being Justin Elvis in the 44. Murphy going to go 2 laps down as well. Not a good thing if you're one of these guys that is way behind. Brian Voss down pit road in the 55. It's time for him to go as well. We'll see where everybody cycles out, and if there's a caution in there, this is going to really change things throughout the field. Voss down pit road right there. We'll see how much time he loses to Brandon Elvis. Already down 1 This will be 2 at the line. The cars he's racing is the 29 of Zach Murphy and the 43 of Larry Bell if we were to get a caution. Justin Coleman down pit road in the 14. And maybe it's looking like the later you stay out, the worse you might be. 5 cars yet to come down pit road on this cycle. Brandon Elvis still your race leader, trying to maintain this pace, keep everybody at bay. And I think if we stay green, I think he's got the fuel to make it close. I don't think he can make it to the end, but with the time that he's losing to these guys every lap, he's got the lead now, but with every lap that he stays out, he's going to lose more and more time on that pit cycle. Chance Sapp down pit road now in the 16. Ryan Voss set the fastest lap of the race that last time around. Really putting the pressure on Brandon Elvis right here, but Elvis going to let him go by. Obviously that position not for the race lead. So all but 4 cars pitting during this cycle. Brandon Elvis does elect to come down pit road in the 54. It's his time. Daniel Sweat coming down as well. Ooh, he nearly binned it coming into the pits. Able to hang on to it. That'll hand the lead over to Rob Hattenbach for the first time tonight. On lap 103, we'll see if the 99 elects to pit in the coming laps. Brandon Elvis in the 54. We'll see if he gets 2 tires or 4. Looks like the 54 might be getting 4 tires. I believe he is. Oh, maybe not. Looked like some trouble there for the 54. Maybe getting some optional repairs, but gonna lose a little bit of time there, and he is way back behind. Gonna lose quite a few positions. Justin Elvis down pit road in the 44. We'll see where he stacks out, but Elvis going to be in about the 7th position when this all shuffles through. Rob Hattenbach, the only car to not come down pit road. Right now it looks like your net leader is the 14 of Justin Coleman. We'll see what kind of time difference this all makes up. It's going to be interesting here in the end if we don't get a caution to see where everybody's tires plays out and where everybody ends up on time. Hattenbach still not electing to come down pit road. And man, if he was to get a caution right here, that would change a whole lot in the race and keep 2 cars on the lead lap. But right now, electing to stay out. 40 laps to go next time around. And we'll look where everybody else is on track. Take a look through turns 1 and 2. Coleman going to be your race leader. Murphy going to be in the 2nd spot. Voss going to be 3rd. Brandon Elvis battling with Dalton Creech in the 36 for the 7th spot right now. Elvis trying to move back up into the top 5 slowly. He's underneath Larry Bell in the 43. He's got fresh tires now. But will he be able to make up all that time in between him and his teammate, 14 of Justin Coleman? How cool would it be if Justin Coleman picked up his first victory of the season in the first victory of the season in the final race of the season here at Five Flags. Currently doing good things, assuming we don't get a caution here soon. Eventually the 99 machine, who's currently leading the race, is probably going to have to come down into the pits. These guys are slowly catching him. Justin Coleman about a lap and a half behind. But with the pace difference, it could be close. It looks like the 99 still has quite a bit of pace, so we'll have to see what happens. I'm going to step away for a quick moment. We're going to go to a WD Broadcasting Network, crank it up. I will return with coverage in just a moment. You guys won't miss it. Alrighty, folks, back just in time. Justin Coleman under fire right here from the 29 of Zach Murphy, and things are starting to heat up here. Approaching 20 laps to go, 122 laps in of 150, just 28 remain. Coleman, your net race leader right now, is Rob Hattenback right here into turns 3 and 4, really starting to slow the pace down in the 99. Gonna have to come down pit road soon to get some fresh tires on that one, but Justin Coleman trying to hang on to it right here. He's got Zach Murphy right there. 55 of Brian Voss also closing in. Daniel Sweat, Brandon Elvis. It's going to be really close here at the end, and it's going to be a dogfight with just under 25 laps to go. Or sorry, just at 25 laps to go. As I look at the lap times, really these top 3 cars you see right here, Justin Coleman, Zach Murphy, Brian Voss, nearly identical lap times throughout those 3 drivers, so it's going to be close. Matt Cox in the 51, trouble once again on pit road. Some big time left side damage, not quite sure what happened. He went off of the racetrack last time around, but didn't quite catch what happened. Here comes Justin Coleman in the field around the 99 machine, taking their lap back, so they are on the lead lap once again. But still the 99 the race leader, so they're going to have to come back around and pass him for a second time. But you have to assume that Justin Coleman is able to come back around and catch him in these next 22 laps. Right now the battle's still on. Murphy right there, Brian Voss closing in, Daniel Sweat right there, Brandon Elvis closing in. 5 cars going to put on a good show here in this last 20 laps at the line. They're gaining nearly a second per lap on Rob Hattenback in the 99, but we'll see if he's able to make it on fuel. Ooh, battle the inside. Zach Murphy taking a peek down low. Justin Coleman going to have to do his best job defending here. Looks like he's going to get the job done. Able to close that line off and keep the 29 at bay for now. Ryan Voss right there too. They're really starting to close the gap as the 29 continues to stay behind the 14. They're really, really close to the back bumper. Rob Hattenback down pit road. The time has come and the clock has struck midnight for the 99. Tried to stretch it there and get a lucky caution, but unfortunately the strategy is not going to work out. He's going to have to bite the bullet here on this one. But that's going to hand the lead over to Justin Coleman with 16 to go at the line. And we'll see if Zach Murphy has anything to do about it. Brian Voss up the racetrack. Brandon Elvis is able to get underneath and go around. But up front, Coleman trying to do his best to hang on with 15 to go. Murphy's right there on the back bumper, but will Brandon Elvis be able to get up and say something about the 14 having this race lead right now? Two drivers up front right here looking for their first victory this season. Laps remain in the All-Star Racing League season. Justin Coleman trying to be the man that wins the final race. He's got to hang on. Tough spot to catch the 44 right there. That's going to allow Zach Murphy and Brandon Elvis to close up a little bit. Coleman wasn't able to use the entirety of the racetrack, and it's going to allow them to creep a little bit closer. Brandon Elvis putting the move on Zach Murphy to the inside. Battle for the second spot. 10 laps to go at the line right here. And Brandon Elvis is trying to make this a fight to the finish. Underneath Zach Murphy trying to pass him as quickly as he can to have as many laps to set up his teammate. Elvis pit the latest out of all these drivers and had the freshest tires at the end, but had to make up a ton of ground. He's got 9 laps to make up one more spot. We'll see if he's able to do so. 8 to go at the line for race leader Justin Coleman. Last time around, Coleman a little bit quicker in the 14. We'll see if Elvis is able to close that gap. Seven laps to go. Daniel Sweat starting to put some pressure on Zach Murphy for the third spot in the 07. But the gap's starting to close a little bit. Elvis is a little bit quicker each lap. Just don't know if he's going to have enough time to get to the back bumper of the 14 and make the pass. We'll find out. 5 laps to go here at Five Flags. Who will it be? Out of the ECR teammates, the 14 or the 54? We're going to find out. As Brandon Elvis tries to close that gap on Justin Coleman. Giving it everything he's got here in the final stages. Just trying to hit his marks and keep his momentum built up the best that he can. We're going to have 3 to go at the line. Good run through turns 3 and 4 that time for Brandon Elvis. Going to have a good run through turns 1 and 2. We'll see what he's able to do. Down the back straightaway A couple more times this season. Justin Coleman versus Brandon Elvis. 2 laps to go. Popsicle sticks up in the air here at Five Flags. What can Justin Coleman do to hold off the 54 of Brandon Elvis? Both guys down on the white line through turns 1 and 2. Elvis getting a little bit closer by the corner. But will he have enough time? White flag, 1 more lap to go here at Five Flags. Coleman's got to get 1 more solid lap in. Brandon Elvis trying everything he can to close the gap. Down the back straightaway 1 final time. A car length separating the 2. Nothing Brandon Elvis can do out of turns 3 and 4. Justin Coleman going to pick up the final victory of the season. His first at Five Flags. Brandon Elvis coming home second here tonight. Zach Murphy coming home third in the 29. But Justin Coleman back in victory lane after a winless season, caps it off with a victory here tonight in the 14. Congratulations to him. And the ECR 1-2 with Brandon Elvis coming home second place as well. Zach Murphy in third. And back behind them, your champion, Brian Voss in the 55, a well-deserved burnout there on the front straightaway. A great season he put together. Justin Coleman burning it down as well. We're going to grab a word from our top 3 finishers along with our champion, Brian Voss, and we'll return here in just a moment here on True Sim Productions to wrap things up from Five Flags. We'll be right back. Alrighty, folks, we are back here on True Sim Productions, getting ready to wrap things up from the Five Flags Speedway. We're going to grab a word first from our 3rd place finisher here tonight, Zach Murphy, if we can find him in voice chat anywhere. Not sure if he's in there. But we'll give everybody a chance. There they are. They're all jumping into the waiting room. We'll get everything settled in here, and Zach Murphy up in the booth. Zach, you got a copy?
I got you, bud.
All right, well, starting from the 8th spot here tonight, kind of a quiet run there until that first pit stop. You were able to get a little bit of track position on pit road and came out and passed your way up into the top 5 and battled inside the top 3 there until the end. Tell me how your race went.
Yeah, it was kind of eventful. I mean, long race, so and with the pit stop mixed in there, yeah, got a little damage early, so pitted, and then forgot to check the fast repair because I'm not used to really having one, so had to go back down and kind of got out of sequence, but it ended up working out to get some track position when the other guys pitted. So yeah, overall good run. Happy with how it came out. It was definitely a battle. Like I was telling us, I was sweating at the end there. The tires were definitely burning off, and appreciate Daniel running me clean. I think he was probably a little faster those last 10 laps, but yeah, happy to be on the podium.
Yeah, definitely a good way to end off the season. I think you might have taken the 3rd spot from Brian Zimmerman there in that final race as well because of the run that he had tonight. But Nonetheless, third place finish here tonight. Is there anybody that you would have to thank that helped get you on the podium in the final race of the season?
Yeah, I'll just thank everybody over at All Star Racing for putting this league on. It's been a lot of fun here for these 12 weeks. I know Brendan and Dalton have put a lot of time into making this thing run as smooth as it does. Thank you guys over at True Sims and Winston, you for a great broadcast. It's always fun to go back and watch. Thank my wife for letting me come down here and do this every couple hours every night. And yeah, thank the guys at Crooked Line for their league as well.
Alrighty, well, congratulations to you on a good run to end off your season. We look forward to seeing you back here on True Sim Productions and WD Broadcasting Network.
All right, thank you, Winston. Take care.
Yep. Alrighty, folks, that was your third place finisher here tonight, Zach Murphy. Now to grab a word from the bridesmaid once again, Brandon Elvis, coming home in the second spot here tonight. You got a copy?
Yeah, buddy. What's up?
Well, second once again. I thought you were going to get to your teammate Justin Coleman there in those final closing laps. Just maybe 5 more laps you could have got to him.
Yeah, maybe not, man. I started getting real tight there at the end. I had a little mishap in the pits when we got tires. The fuel, I was going to take a little bit extra fuel, and I guess I clicked it on too late. So after it dropped the jack, it held me for another like 3 or 4 seconds. So that kind of put me behind the 8 ball pretty far. I had to drive really hard to catch all those guys, and by the time I got a second, I think that was all she wrote.
Yeah, I noticed the little bit of a late exit from the pits, and I think it was the 07 that Daniel Sweat might have gotten around you there on pit road, and I knew something was off right there, but I thought maybe just there was enough time, but like you said, the tires might have played a factor in that as well, but still not a bad run to end off the season. Second place, and ended up second place in points with a couple wins in there as well. Great season for you, but for anybody that you have to thank that helped get you in the second spot in points and here tonight.
Yeah, man. First off, congrats to Brian on a championship. It was well deserved. He kicked our tail all season, you know. Proud of him. Congrats to Justin Coleman for the win tonight. He did what he had to do. He finally got the monkey off his back in this league. So I'm proud of him for that. Proud of the whole season. Everybody raced well all year, and we had a good core group of guys right here, and I'm happy for that too. Barry Elvis Performance and Fab for sponsoring the league. That means a lot. Chestnut Hill Restaurant for also sponsoring the league, bringing this broadcast to you every week. We're real grateful for them. Coleman Design, Elvis Coleman Racing, Shock Eye Racing Performance. Shock Eye built the setups for us all season long, and they've been wonderful. Shout out Kent Hungley for that. We really appreciate him. And lastly, you for sticking with us and putting this broadcast on all year.
Yeah, it was a great season, and a lot of memorable moments, a lot of exciting finishes, and just great memories to have, and look forward to the next one.
Yes, sir. Finally said we got a pole this year.
Yeah. Last race of the season put the 54 on the top of the board in qualifying. Hey, at least you did it once. You can say that.
Hey, got one. So nothing to hang my head about this season.
Yeah, definitely not a bad run for you. Second spot here tonight, and second in the points. A great season for you. Ended it off with a pole. But once again, congratulations, Brandon.
Thanks, man. I'll go interview some winners.
Alrighty, well, we'll talk to you later. Once again, congratulations.
Thanks, bud.
Alrighty, folks. That was Brandon Elvis. Always a blast to talk to Brandon. He got me this position in this job, so it's always fun to talk to him. And we always have a fun conversation and then make fun of how we messed up in the conversation later on Messenger. It's always an ongoing thing between us. But now we'll grab a word from our winner here tonight, Justin Coleman, in the 14. Justin Coleman, once again, victory lane. Got the monkey off your back in the last race of the season, and you win at 5 Flags. How do you feel?
Woo, feel great, man. I hope I threw that monkey off and he's on somebody else now. I was getting frustrated, man.
I know. I've been talking about the 14, and you were very competitive last year and had, I believe, 5 wins on the season. Finished second to your teammate Brandon Elvis in the points, but came into this season and he had speed all season long, and you were able to run up front, run really close, but just never seem to have the luck go your way. And a lot of times you have to have both the speed and the luck. And tonight you had that and were able to time pit stops right and hold off your teammate there at the end. Grab your first victory of the season.
Whew, yeah, I'm glad we get that out of the way. Hopefully next season, we won't have to ride the struggle bus. That's not any fun, for sure. But yeah, those last 25, 30 laps, man, I was sweating. The car was tight. It was pushing like a dump truck, but I was determined, man. I said, I'm going to get me a win before this is over with.
Yeah, it's funny. Before the race, I mentioned that this tends to be a little bit of a workout once it really gets into the later stages of the race, and you guys had nothing but green flag runs here tonight. And I'm sure at the end of that, you guys were probably all really sweating, really tired, and just wishing the race would have ended 10 laps ago.
Oh yeah, man. I kept glancing at my black box. I was like, dang it, man, we still got 10 laps to go. I don't know if I can do this. Oh man. But anyway, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. That's probably the most fun I've had all season.
It's always fun to be out front, lead laps, and really getting the pressure put on you from your teammate behind, Brandon Elvis, picking up the 1-2 for ECR as well. Great run for you guys. Is there anybody that you, Justin, have to thank that helped get you your first win of the season?
Yes, sir. Thank you for broadcasting. You do a great job. Thank Brandon and Elvis and all the admin. All Stars, a fun, really competitive league to race in. You really got to work for it. Thank all my sponsors: Barry Elvis Performance and Fabrication, Shock Eye Racing Performance, R&R Boutique, Gibbs Brothers Construction, BH Homes Construction, Parker Brothers Window Tinting, and I thank my team ECR, Justin Elvis and Brandon Elvis. They're great teammates, fun to race with.
Alrighty, well, always for you, a good group of guys helping to get the 14 finally back into victory lane, and we congratulate you on getting the monkey off your back, and we hope to see you continue your success here on the WD Broadcasting Network and True Sim Productions. Congratulations on your win, Justin.
Thank you, sir, and also congratulations to Brian Voss on his championship. That was well deserved. But I appreciate it, brother. You have a good night.
Yep, we will talk to you another time, Justin. Congratulations once again.
Thank you, sir.
Alrighty, well, Justin Coleman, always fun to talk to you up in the booth. Got a wonderful personality and always never ceases to make me laugh and smile after a wonderful run that he had like that. But now to talk to the man of the hour, the champion here in season number 2, a flawless season. I believe nine top 5 finishes after tonight. Brian Voss, you got a copy.
Got you, man.
Alrighty, well, once again up here in the booth, so many poles, so many victories this season. Just a wonderful season you had, and you capped it off here tonight with a top 5.
Yeah, I think we could have ran a lot better had we not had to race conservative. This deal is all about like bonus points and whatnot. Didn't want to mix it up with these guys when it was really mine to lose. I think really bonus points really where we capitalize on the year. Yeah, we had some success, but we managed to stay out of a lot of trouble, get a lot of poles, lead a lot of laps, and all that. I mean, there's points for all that. It pays dividend to everything. So tonight, I didn't want to sit there and sandbag. I know we dropped the race. I wanted to win it the right way, but it took everything out of me not to go there and mix it up at the end. I think we had something for Coleman and Murphy when we ran them down, but I couldn't force myself to go in there and put my nose where it didn't belong for that.
Yeah, you mentioned the bonus points, and I think I led a stat that coming into this evening, you led a total of 463 laps. I don't know how many exactly you led tonight, but just goes to show, like you said, the bonus points and how you put your season together, and it was very consistent, and you just always found a way to be there when it mattered. And like tonight, the pressure was on the line, you delivered and got yourself a championship, 4 wins along the way. And tell me how, looking back, how it feels to be the champion. You know, it looked for a while you might have been the favorite, but now that it's happened, the race is over, you are the champion. That's got to feel great.
Yeah, man, it's a great feeling. Been running with these guys now. This is season 3. We were able to have some success year 1. Got the championship then. The competition level was nowhere near what it is now. We just had an off year last year. Just had a lot of, or last season. a lot of bad luck. It seemed like anytime there was a pile up or whatnot, we just happened to be in the middle of it. And Brandon got the championship then, and taking nothing away from the way he ran, he was flawless on the season. He dominated. But this year, kind of just told myself when I seen how the point structure works, just worry about raw speed, worry about leading laps, get the bonus points, and just let everything shake out the way it did. And when you worry about that raw speed, clearly you have a fast car. And there's front air. I mean, being out front, clean air means a lot on these cars. These late model stocks, they get awful tight in traffic. But everything just seemed to work together. Pit strategy all year long was on point. There may have been one or two we let go on pit road. Tonight, like I said, had we not had to be racing for points, I think we could have maybe managed to win this one as well. But just very thankful for the way it went out.
Yeah, great season that you put together. You even got 4 wins and the All-Star race win, which is a nice payday as well. So congratulations to you on a wonderful season. But before we wrap things up, you got to name them off. I want to hear them one more time before we wrap it up.
And first and foremost, you Winston, for coming on and doing this last season and this last season and this season. You do a phenomenal job. We got some buddies that watch it each week. My dad watches each week. We all love it. You do great. I enjoy going back and watching it. I know a bunch of the guys here in the room does the same. Really top notch, really professionally done. So we appreciate that. Barry Elvis Performance and Fabrication, All Star Racing League, Crooked Line Racing. Coleman and Brandon and Dalton and Rob and everybody that puts this deal on, Tanner, and just a bunch of great guys, man. I mean, Zimmy and Murphy and even Larry Bell tonight showed up. We just had some great competition all season long, and it helps us, when we run against that kind of competition week in and week out to be better. And definitely, got to thank the guys. Like I said, they watch each week. We got Jay Bird, Teddy Bear, Dave Dog. On this thing, we got Rain Total Body Fuel, always fueled by Miller Lite. Butler Roof Company, Blue Iron Coastal Region. And then we got that old B-Dubs, man, Buffalo Wild Wings. Them guys help us out. We play trivia there a bunch. And as always, it's good to have some beer money for the crew. So we'll take it.
Okay, my mic didn't turn back on when I tried to there, but so much beer money for the crew this season, and a successful year for you once again, or season once again. But congratulations to you, Brian, on just a home run of a season.
Thanks, Winston. Appreciate it.
Yep. Alrighty, folks. That was Brian Voss, your champion. He picked up so many poles. I feel like I was talking to at the start of the season. I feel like I was talking to him every single race. And back when Connor was in the booth, he'd get to pick who was qualifying on the pole, or he'd get to pick qualifying picks first. And it'd always be Brian Voss, and I would pick Brian Voss, and the one week I picked Brian Voss, somebody else does it, and I think I was 0-5 when Connor was in the booth on picking qualifying times, but nonetheless, a great season, wrapping it up here at Five Flags. A good race. Justin Coleman held on to it there at the end. I really didn't think he was going to be able to. Brandon Elvis was storming through the field, but as he mentioned, the car got a little bit tight, and sometimes that happens, but Coleman did a good job of hanging on to it there at the end. Brian Voss doing a great job of conserving that championship car. Coming home in the 5th spot here tonight, doing a great job. Capping off his championship bid. And we've got Dalton Creech up in the booth. I was waiting for it. I thought you were going to pop in, but I didn't want to drag you in case you were in the middle of conversation. But Dalton, welcome to the booth.
Yeah, man. Hey, real quick before you sign off, I just wanted to say thank you, man, and on behalf of our admin team, dude, you've done a fantastic job this season. Brought you back for the second season, and man, you did not disappoint. We love you, and we're glad to have you part of the All-Star Racing family, man. Just wanted to say thank you.
Yes, always a fun time in the All-Star Racing booth. I've never really had a dull moment here. It's always exciting racing, and there's always something to be paying attention to. So, thank you guys for having me, and I'm glad to offer my service.
Yeah, dude, absolutely, man, and we're definitely gonna get you back for season 3. And you're part of this family now, so you ain't going nowhere, bud.
Nope, I'm here to stay. All right, well, thanks, Dalton, and I think I'm gonna wrap it up.
Yeah, man, you have a great night, and thank you for everybody who watched tonight.
Yep. That was if you guys did not know, the owner of the All-Star Racing League, Dalton Creech, coming in. Thanks for making me blush on my own stream, but Regardless, Dalton Creech, great guy, helps me out so much with the broadcasting stuff, helps me with all of the technology stuff as far as streaming, and if you need any kind of graphic made, he's the guy. He can really help you with graphics as far as banners, schedules, whatever it may be. He's the guy to do it. All around good helping guy. But I think that's going to wrap it up for us here tonight at Five Flags and for season number 3 of the All-Star Racing League. Season number 2 that I've covered, it was definitely one to remember and one to learn from, and I cannot wait for season number 4 to be presented to you guys in just a couple weeks, or sorry, probably a couple months. Still some developing left to go, but until the next time, I'll see you guys. I am Winston Deal from the WD Broadcasting Network on Facebook, signing off of True Sim Productions. You guys have a good night.